Aaron here with Squares Lounge. I'm going to be going over 5 responsible gambling tips that you can use this March Madness to hopefully have a fun and safe one. March Madness is a popular time of the year for sports betting. With popular times of the year comes recreational bettors and bettors who don't always know what they're doing. Um, this video is for you out there to try and help you get a little better at sports betting and try and keep you from losing all your money. Because wouldn't that be nice? Tip number 1 is to know your numbers. Now, I'm not talking like you need a model, you need to have everything down to a science. I'm saying you need to know if you are a good gambler or a bad gambler. If you are a good gambler, keep doing what you're doing. If you are a bad gambler, know that you're probably going to keep losing, okay? You can't be a losing gambler all season and then come tournament time think you're going to turn it on, okay? It just doesn't work like that. So you need to know if you can win or if you're going to end up losing. And then if you're going to lose, you need to be able to budget accordingly so that way you're not losing your ass, okay? That's one of the main things we're trying to prevent here is people going bankrupt. We don't want to see that. We don't want that to happen to anyone. So let's take my numbers for example. You can see here that on the year I am up $79. I bet on almost 400 games and I have barely made any money at all. But I know that at least I haven't lost money this season, so I'm going to take that as a win. Looking at those numbers, I can pretty safely guess that come tournament time, I'm probably going to break even, come close to that. I might get a little lucky and win some money, or I might get a little unlucky and lose some money, but I'm kind of right there, right around break even, and I'm okay with that. I'm having fun. Um, I made some money in this hobby compared to some other expensive hobbies, so I'll always consider that a win. Tip number 2 you've probably heard, but it's very important, so I want to make sure you understand it completely. Do not chase your losses. That means if you start losing some games, you start throwing down money on games that you didn't have an opinion on before, just to try and make back the losses that you had. So say games start around 10, 11 o'clock. You start losing those first few games, you're down a couple $100. I'm not going to go and put $200 on Arizona to try and make that money back, okay? The West Coast games are not your get out of jail free card. If you didn't like the game to start with, just because you lost some money doesn't mean you magically started to like that game. Think with your head. Do not try and win back the money that you've already lost. It doesn't ever end up well. You might get lucky once or twice, but it'll catch up to you eventually, and you're going to fall into a very deep hole that you can't get out of. All right, now that we got through that, tip number 3 is a little on the lighter side, and that is use your promos. If you follow any kind of best practice for sports betting, you should have access to several sports books, and all these sports books are going to be offering promos. They want you to use their sports book. They want your money, so they're going to be offering deals to try and incentivize you to use their sports book. Take advantage of this. If you have a chance to use a promo for a profit boost, use it. If you can get free bets back for X scenario, use it. This in the long run will help you to become profitable or give you a little more profit. Using these promos can be the difference between being positive or negative for the tournament. It's just a good way to try and squeak out any little bit of extra money you can, which in the long run will be a better experience for you as well. I'm not going to go into details of how to best use profit boosts. You can go on Twitter. There's a whole bunch of people that will post positive EV bets to use for profit boost or free bets. Me personally, I'm a degenerate. I just like to spend on my outrights. I like to kind of create a portfolio of outrights and see what sticks at the end. Definitely not the best, most efficient way to use them, but I think it's fun, so that's what I do. For tip number 4, do not blindly follow trends that people post on social media. We all know about first half unders opening week. We all know about 12 seeds beating a 5 seed every year. If a trend was worth it at all, sportsbooks have already priced it into the odds. They know a lot more than you. They follow stuff a lot more closely than you do. So just following trends, you don't need to do it. Find your own angles, find your own edges. Just blindly following trends probably going to end up losing more money than winning. And my last tip is to just relax and have fun. Watching 18 and 19-year-olds trying to make free throws at the end of the game can take years off of your life. Don't let it bother you. If you are betting so much that the game outcome can affect your life, then you're probably betting too much and you need to tone it back anyway. Don't think that losing a bet is the end of the world. Personally, myself, I will lower my unit size and play more games just because I like that aspect of it. I want to have as much action as possible. So I have a rooting interest for the games because I imagine Wisconsin will probably be getting knocked out pretty early this year, unfortunately. All right, so there you have it. There's my 5 tips to try and become a responsible gambler. You're probably not going to turn this into habits right away. It's always going to be a work in progress, but hopefully you will work at it, and this will take you in the next step to becoming a better gambler. Appreciate it. Till next time.